Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Avowed. We're here in the Governor Vidaro's mansion. And we had just read all the books in his little study here, even though I didn't notice. Boy, you gotta clean up these cobwebs. What are you doing? There's probably some very valuable books up there and you're just... Your father would be ashamed. Ah.
I'm sorry you had to witness that spectacle. Jat is a spirited animancer, but she can be intolerable at times. Whatever you may think of us, I welcome you to Fior Messiverno.
Well, thank you. Thank you, I'll be going. You really don't believe this crisis is as bad as it looks?
I believe the nature of the living lands is unpredictable, and Animancy is our best chance at getting it under control.
Okay.
But what Giatta wishes to do is more dangerous by far than what she's trying to solve. Quilici wants us panicking over what he can't even prove. If there's a threat to Emerald Stair, it's that old man and his fear-mongering. Don't waste your time on him.
Why are you so afraid of him?
He was loyal to my father, but never to me. And he knows how to rally others to his side.
He reminds me of a lieutenant I served under. Led us into a trap because he wouldn't admit his maps were wrong.
If there's nothing more, I have a city to run.
Farewell for now. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Don't mind if I check out the bedroom down below, do you? Okay, good. See ya. Can't catch me. Oh, stop sprinting. Alright, what do we got in here? Is his mother in here? She dead? She's dead, isn't she? Well, she's sleeping at the very least. Letter to my son. Ignacy, I write this in a rare moment of clarity. Before he left us, your father was a proud, stubborn, wonderful man. Let me offer you a word of advice on his behalf. Those who rule with power are destined to be overthrown by power. Those who rule with heart are destined to be cherished long after they are gone. I can feel the fog drifting back over my thoughts. Goodbye, Ignacy. Hopefully not for long. Your mother, Estel.
Is this the governor's mother? Blessed a shame.
Flower of Winter by Maxim Vidaro. The Valian republics swindled me out of the Songreti Ducala, denied me my born right to lead Sperinto's government. I would not take such insults lying down. Scan was behind me all along, whispering into my ears, caressing my shoulder with a skinless finger. Together we sowed a revolution. Now you can actually taste the fruit it bore. I can only imagine the day Sperinto woke to discover the empty halls of Academia, the pillaged libraries. Where did our brightest minds go? Where are the Animancers? They blamed me, yet they had no one to blame but themselves. We journeyed to this frontier in defiance of the Valian republics. We remain because our community is a living revolution, proof that we can thrive without a golden chain around our necks.
Maxim, where did you go?
Oh, she's got the dream scourge. Well, buddy, you should really, be listening to me. Or Giada. Whatever. I'm sure we'll help him out. At some point. Save successful. Very nice, very nice. Gimme. He just leaves there a got just lying around. Hello.
Welcome to my fine establishment, Amico.
Amico.
Well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapons or armor? The roads haven't been safe as of late.
No, they have not been. What can you tell me about this metal?
Is that Gelarde? This is star metal. Very rare stuff. Where did you get this? Nay, don't tell me. I'd be tempted to go looking for some more, and that would certainly not end well.
What makes this metal so special?
Star metal is exceptionally dense. It weighs much more than one would think from its size. More fascinating, however, is that this metal is suffused with dormant essence. This makes it naturally susceptible to enchantment.
Enchantments? Can you do anything with it?
No. Unfortunately, I don't know how to work the metal into anything useful. Only enchant it. I did receive a shipment from Solace Keep recently, however. A mace crafted out of star metal, brought to me by a trader from Galloway's Tusks. I suggest you make your way there if you're looking for someone to work that beautiful metal into a proper weapon.
Galloway's tusks? Come on, it can't be that complicated. I bet you 5 skates a Smith and Thirdborn would know what to do with this stuff.
I'll take that bet.
And I'll take your money eventually.
Is there anything else I can help you with, amico?
Do Animancers have much use for weapons and armor?
Nay, not really. But not all of us in Fjord are Animancers, you know. Besides humble craftsmen such as myself, we have the Rangers to outfit. Under normal circumstances, I'd not sell to a traveler like yourself. But as I'm sure you've seen, these are not normal circumstances. Care to see what I have?
So you're not an Animancer then?
Officially no, but I have been known to dabble with essence infusion here and there. I have one such item for sale, actually. A beautiful mace made of star metal, crafted by the finest smiths of Solace Keep and enchanted by yours truly. It is a wonder to behold. Care to see?
I'd love to see it, but I'm afraid I'm probably not going to be able to afford it. Yeah. Lodestone. Ooh, 81 physical damage. That's a lot better than whatever it is I'm comparing it to. Yeah. A lot better than my axe. Power attacks deal low stun to nearby enemies. Okay. And 20% to stun. Okay. This blocky gilded mace is a prime example of Pargrin artistry at work. Though the weight distribution of the weapon takes a bit of time to get used to, there's no denying that the oversized head of the mace is brutally effective. The solid star metal core of the weapon causes it to strike with a meteoric force that few creatures can stand firm against. Well, I like the sound of that. Unfortunately, I am broke. Like, super broke. Actually, I'm not that broke. I'm gonna get that. Give me those lockpicks. Okay.
Ado, welcome to my fine establishment, amico.
Amico. Love it. Travel to Emerald Stair. Okay, so that's another gate entrance. Alright, I think we've been everywhere in the city now. Except for here. Grab you guys. Thank you. Alright, time to go. Let's talk to Giada.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
Hey guys.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giada, some manners if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
He's focusing on the wrong problems, that's for certain.
What does he know? He isn't even an Animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an Animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone. You stuck to your principles. That's what matters.
I wish I could take credit for Giada's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
Once you've cured it, what's next for you? That's kind of like jumping the gun there. Like, that's quite a ways off, buddy. You talk like you have a vendetta against it.
In a way, I do. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you.
Yes, please, let's do that.
I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of Animancers.
Nah, I've worked with Animancers before. From a safe distance. Kinda want to say two, but we're gonna stick with my scholar background. They provide a lot of dialogue for your background. That's cool. I've worked with Animancers before, from a safe distance.
It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
As people keep reminding me. You think there might be a connection?
Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Animancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by...
Helping you pack?
No, sorry. I don't know what came over me. I just realized this is the end. I have to leave your Miss Iverno. Forever.
For God's sake, Quilichi, say something to encourage your pupil. Nothing ends. Think of it as a new beginning with new friends. Things do end. Things do end. It'll take all the time you need to think it over.
As much as I would love that, we're already out of time. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the Animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast.
I can't really see that yet, to be honest. But I'll take your word for it. I mean, the governor, he went back inside, so he hasn't actually told anybody you're an outcast yet. But... So, it's a professional consultation we're after. I can handle that.
Glad to hear it. Your education should come in handy. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us.
Okay.
Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town.
I met her.
And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge.
What is your theory on the Dream Scourge anyway?
I'd rather not speculate until we have more data. If you have questions, I'm sure the others can answer them. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial Envoy, Research Assistant. Who knew?
Well, before I was an envoy, I was a scholar, so...
You ever think... What if...
So, are all these outside? Memory... Trying to think. So, okay. There's Elia, there's the philosophers, and they said west was the other one. The workshop? Is that in here? It might be in. Yeah, it must be this up here. We haven't been to.
What if I wasn't around?
Okay, let's go there.
Of course. What would you do? I'd be a flower picker. Ah, maybe a cow herder. Oh, I know. A rum brewer. Ah, be a rum brewer. But I'd make no money. And why not?
Because you drink it all.
Drink it all.
Yep. Saw that coming. Although, a cow herder would be a good job.
Welcome to my fine establishment, amigo.
Open sesame.
Founded machine.
Confounded machine. Alright. Look at this hall of wisdom and knowledge. Where I belong. Tides and Moons, a natural historian's account. We have all heard the legends of Andra and Sen Belafa, and the explanation that the goddess's love for the moon causes the tides. And, as men and women of science, we know this to be but a shadow of truth. Yet there is another myth that we have been quicker to dismiss, and I wonder if it does not merit further examination. Andrites tell of a smaller moon, Ione Brather, that the goddess supposedly pulled from the sky in an earlier age. And while such a thing seems impossible, for Ione Brather still roams in the skies above, it is true that explorers in the far reaches have found mineral fragments that do not naturally occur on any known continent in Eora. Furthermore, naturalists in Adir, Rautai, and Deerwood have observed the remains of ancient ocean life many miles inland. Such a thing would only be possible if Eora's oceans had once been larger, or, as I here propose, if a catastrophic flood had once washed over the continents. While few phenomena could cause such a flood of this magnitude, a large body falling into the sea just might do the trick. In these pages, I will explain how some force of nature, if not an amorous goddess, could have pulled a small moon into Eora millennia ago. We've seen that story before. I heard about it. Giacomo's invitation. Giacomo's. To my colleagues, friends, and naysayers, you are hereby invited to a demonstration of my latest achievement, that of spiritual self-combustion. Bear witness as I set fire to my very essence, merely to prove that I can. Do you doubt me? Then come watch me fail. Do you trust me? Then come watch me go out in a blaze of glory. Either way, you will be entertained. I anticipate a large and captive audience. Giacomo Felucio. That is a stupid idea.
What's the essence I'm concerned about?
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped and listened to her? She might be onto something.
I'm sure her mother and father were onto something, and look what happened.
You guys sound like a bunch of cowards, to be honest. What kind of researchers get afraid because somebody failed? Terrible. My rejection of so-called ethics by Monto Pastor. Animancy is a magnet for naysayers who cherish ignorance over progress and safety over opportunity. I do not deny that our art has produced some misfortune over the years. Balereach, Brackenbury, and the event at the Castle House, to name a few. But why should these isolated incidents cast such a long shadow? When a ship sinks to the bottom of the ocean, no one forces merchants to abandon their trade. I say that we resist society's unjust call to smash our machines and burn our research. We are animancers. Society is welcome to join us, but we won't hesitate to leave them in our dust. Summit meeting notes on the Deadfire event, 2829 AI. Topic: Spiritual disturbance in the Deadfire archipelago. Governor Ignacy Vidaro presiding. All agreed that a disturbance shook the metaphysical veil between the here and the beyond. Ask about capitalization. Cause of disturbance unknown. Experiment gone wrong. Rumor of giant Audra statue dismissed as mass hallucination. Really? Shouldn't dismiss that. Per Quilici request to contract Republic's associates for second opinion. Governor Verdaro denies the motion. Verdict: results inconclusive. No action required at this time. Cool stained glass there. Workshop etiquette. Rule number 1. Clean up after your experiments. I don't want to see stagnant puddles of shards of Adra where people are expected to walk. Rule number 2. Label your experiments. Is your corpse a terrible accident or a work in progress? Rule number 3. No stealing resources. Governor Verdaro grants us what we need for our assigned duties and not a copper wire more. No one should have to steal. Rule number 4. Elia Rossel is not allowed inside the workshop. Self-explanatory. Rule number 5. No food or drink. From now on, research notes stained with spilled tea will not be accepted.
All right, explain.
A recent history of Queen's birth. The arrival of the Valians. Excerpted from a letter by Winj Waraki, a Juana historian, from a collection of her personal writings. The Valians' arrival in Nakataka was not unexpected. Our fisherfolk had watched them lurk near the edges of our territory for months, their ships like the keen eyes of a jeweler, inspecting us, already counting the coin they'd make on a prize so fine as the Deadfire. They were not the first to watch us, so doubtless they will not be the last. We were not certain what it was they wanted at first, aside from whatever it was we had. When Wankaza sent an envoy of Mataru to speak with them, they made noise about desiring trade and cultural exchange. What exactly it was they intended to trade, or what manner of cultural exchange they thought they might entice us with, wasn't immediately clear. We were not naive. We knew their arrival spelled change for the Deadfire, as surely as we know that rain falls in the monsoon season. The trouble came in how we would manage the Valians' influence, how we would contain it. Better they think us partners than easy marks. The thinking at the palace went at the time. We could not risk war with them, as fractured a people as we are, and have any hope of winning it, no matter the power of our water shapers. As the leader of the Kahanga, Wankaza decided for us. She allowed the Valians to set down roots in Queen's Birth, and begin limited mining operations in the archipelago. She suggested this might ease trade and tensions between our people and theirs, but in truth, I believe she only wanted to keep an eye out on them. I sympathize with her point of view, but I cannot endorse it because Wankaza forgot the truth of roots, that they are the silent, grasping hands of trees, and that a tree once established cannot be moved without destroying the ground around it. But it was done. The Valians quickly made themselves at home, and the ensuing conflict over who had the rights to which islands, which Adra veins, which trading routes only served to fracture the Juana further. Then the Rauteans arrived. By that point it was too late. The colonials were in the Deadfire to stay. Now Juana refugees fled into Nakataka, from across the archipelago, complaining of lost land and dwindling resources, and the trading companies fight a quiet war against each other, with our doorsteps at the front. Ngati guide us in this trying time. Wonder how Could you guys be quiet?
It feeds our crops, enriches the soil, and fuels our experiments. So where is the source of the river? What have we really been tapping into all these years?
I shouldn't be sober for this kind of talk.
That sounds like a really good question you guys should be researching.
I have to do something. I can't let anyone else discover this. Envoy, I'm sorry. I'm not in a place to talk right now.
Is Monto giving you trouble? You look exhausted. When was the last time you slept?
I'm not concerned with that. Not now. Yesterday, I made an incredible discovery. We can use half as much Adra to achieve the same results. And then I thought, what if one day it's a third, a quarter, a speck?
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
No. To harness these forces for so small a price. is too much power. Who knows what kind of chaos we'll create? I have been reading Athelmir's treatise on Wotica. Perhaps she's right. Maybe Animancy should be reined in.
We can't fear knowledge just because a few people might abuse it.
How can I? All right. I'll do some more tests and see where they lead me. But I won't publish anything until I'm absolutely sure.
Yep, don't be afraid of knowledge just because there are bad people in the world. There are good people too. Just make sure the good people get the knowledge first. I guess that begs the question of how do you know who's good and who's not, right? Yeah. It's not without its risk. Monsters of the Archipelago. The archipelago winds its way between the Great Eastern Ocean and the Restless Ocean. Hundreds of small islands in the midst of the water. Few dare brave its treacherous rapids, and fewer still have returned to tell tale of their adventures through it. Travel between the two oceans is virtually impossible. Great storms hammer any ship foolhardy enough to attempt to navigate, and this alone should be enough to deter anyone from attempting the voyage, as untold ships have gone down, tossed against the rocks. The weather and treacherous rocks are only a precursor to the actual horror of the archipelago, the terror of the deep. One who knows how many creatures stalk the oceans, or no one knows, waiting for unsuspecting sailors to drift into their waters. But we do know of some. Barbed Ravager. This reminds me, I recently read the book The Wager, which is about a ship in the 1700s? I already forgot the date. Maybe earlier. I think it was like maybe 1600s, 1700s. That sailed through the Drake Passage between South America and Antarctica and got shipwrecked and everything. It's a really good book, but it talked about like how harsh the waters of the Drake Passage are and everything. I do recommend it if anybody's interested in those kinds of stories. Barbed Ravager, a giant shark that is known to ram passing vessels, trying to knock sailors off the deck and smash a hole in the hull. It has tremendous spines protruding from its side and back that are presumed to be poisonous. The largest sighted barbed ravager, with survivors, was estimated to be almost 30 feet long. The Winding Serpent. Smaller around than the Ravager, but potentially longer, the Winding Serpent attacks in small packs, usually 3 to 8. They have long, sharp heads, somewhat reminiscent of a barracuda. Like the Ravager, they repeatedly slam into the side of a ship, hoping to crack a hole in it or knock someone from the deck. They have also been known to swim in the depths and shoot up out of the ocean, landing on the deck, coiling and winding their way around, snapping up any crew they can before plunging back into the ocean. Leviathan. Imagine the largest whale you've ever seen. The Leviathan is at least 10 times that size. By the time a ship sees a Leviathan, it is already too late. As they rise from the depths, the water around them begins to spin and sink, creating a whirlpool. The Leviathan's body surrounds the hapless vessel, preventing escape, and as it goes down, the enormous mouth opens, pulling all aboard to their watery depths. Pulpavir. All the creatures you've read about in this book are nothing compared to the Pulpavir. Barely the size of a man. What they lack in size and strength, they make up for in numbers and terrifying viciousness. Their lower halves are a mass of tentacles, like an octopus or squid, but more numerous. The tentacles are long, black whips with suction cups on the underside and small thorny barbs on top. The sheer number of tentacles gives them a frightening speed when walking on land, pulling themselves forward almost as fast as a running horse. While they vaguely resemble a human form from the waist up, any extended examination proves how wrong that assumption is. Long, stringy black hair falls from the top of their head to cover a face taken directly from a nightmare. A wide, gaping mouth cuts across the bottom of its head from ear to ear, full of wicked dagger-like teeth. 2 large round eyes are sunken into its head, black as coal, shining with a malevolent fire. A small antenna protrudes from the middle of its forehead, ending in a small nodule that can glow with eerie blue light. One can imagine a sailor on the deck, of his ship at night, looking out across the black water, blood freezing as countless lights appear beneath the surface, rising toward him as the pulpivir swarm upward. Because they seem to be more octopus than man, they can collapse in on themselves by fitting into spaces no person could be able to. The smallest crack in a hull, the slightest separation between boards offer them entrance. It is not unknown for them to slaughter an entire crew from hold up to deck by infiltrating the ship from underneath. Fortunately, they do not seem to have spread too far outside the archipelago, but there may come a day when pulpivir attacks become commonplace. Well, that'd be terrifying, wouldn't it? Forget-me-not tonic. Instructions for use. Take 1 cupful approximately 1 hour before beginning tedious activity. If administered correctly, time should appear to pass more quickly, and tasks should feel more tolerable. Side effects may include amnesia surrounding the dosage period. Alright, let's talk to you first. Missing Adragon Heart.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop.
This place is hardly modest. It's incredible.
Well, maybe to you, but I was educated in the great laboratories of Spirento, in the halls of experimentation. But you didn't journey all this way to hear me reminisce about the old country.
What do you know about the metaphysical anomalies in the Living Lands?
More than most, but less than I would like. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked.
Maybe I could help you fix it.
Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source.
A battery of grimoires?
Grimoires can hold intense power, but not for long. Besides, grimoires require a wizard to draw in essence. It's too dangerous at this scale. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
At the risk of stating the obvious, we're standing in front of a massive Adra-pillar.
Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards.
I'll see what I can do.
Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Yeah,
Well, let's go. That Adragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
I'm pretty sure that quest that we just picked up was one of the showcased quests when they were promoting the game. So I saw that. Because in that they talked about how you can do things non-violently, and it was dealing with those guys too. I already forgot how to say their name. The plant people. The moons of Aora. Look up into the night sky and you'll see the moon Balafa, ubiquitous and persistent. She remains forever in view, but also forever out of reach. What many people do not know, however, is that our world is actually orbited by 2 moons, Balafa and Kaldha. Balafa hanging low and large in the sky, Balafa travels swiftly in her race around the world, completing an orbit in about 18 days. This proximity and speed can cause extreme tide conditions in some areas, making the sea shift so quickly and rise so high that there are some beautiful coastal areas that are virtually uninhabitable for a good portion of the year. Before we learned the truth behind the cause of the tides, Legend held that Andra, the goddess of the sea, was in love with the moon, and when she saw it in the sky, the tides, great waves, and violent storms that happened were her attempts to reach it. This is why the moon is formerly called Sin Balafa, or Andrin Balafa, the beloved, or Andra's beloved. Saldha. I forgot Chaldha? I forgot how this is pronounced. Remember we read a book at the beginning of the game that told us, but 315 years ago, the Grand Empire of Valia suffered from terrible storms and terrifyingly high and low tides. Records show the same thing has happened in the Adir Empire, and that several new Adiran colonies along the Deerwood coast were completely destroyed by storms and high tides that engulfed the settlements. At that time, during an eclipse, Glenfathan astronomers spotted something small orbiting near the edge of Balafa. After much study, they realized it was a small satellite with an extremely irregular orbit. They called it Saldha Deb, the Black Runner. Since it's smaller than Balafa, it doesn't have much effect on the world, but when it aligns with Balafa's orbit, it wreaks havoc on the tides and weathers everywhere. This happens with an erratic frequency and severity, and have been dubbed Lover's Tides. Saldha has been rolled into the Andra myth, and when they are both in sight, her desire to reach them is increased tenfold, which is what causes the terrible weather. Gotta be careful of that love, you know?
What do you think of Giata's theory?
Well, my experiments have been a little...
unpredictable? Like, the essence has no sense of direction.
How did you know?
We should talk, but not here.
I feel like this is the place you guys should be talking. Share your theories with other people. Oh god, 3 books? We're never getting out of the city, guys. The Many Pitfalls of Imp Husbandry. This book narrates one scholar's dissection of all matters relating to the care of household imps, focusing notably on their cleaning and housebreaking. One passage has been underlined with a deep press of a quill. Never allow imps to learn spells or wield artifacts of power. Oh, Nimnock. You guys remember Nimnock? Can't forget Nimnock. Their bodies sponge up the essence remainder and grow exponentially large in size. One of my household servants pilfered a ring from my collection and grew to the size of an auroch before I had him properly drained. Their glands also grow more pungent than mere writing can hope to encompass, so beware. On the efficacy of imps. A time-worn adage among practitioners of the arcane arts avers that early wizards compelled imps to service not out of a desire for the assistance, but to banish them from underfoot. I doubt it not at all, for one could not conjure more unruly, noisome, maladroit, or erasive. Yeah, whatever. Why then do we employ these diminutive meddlers? Imps, dear readers, are to a wizard's sanctum as rats are to a ship. Whether out of malign instinct or pure mischievousness, they infiltrate our laboratories with alarming regularity. Ninengoth conjectures, in his sensitivity of simpletons, that imps infest any locus of concentrated mystical influence, and accounts of the... I hate this author. Yes, why is he using so many words that nobody uses? And accounts of the creatures lurking among the uninhabited ruins of Inkwith seem to corroborate his supposition. Yet a wizard's domicile seems to possess a particular appeal to them, regardless of whether it resides at a nexus of spiritual power or no. Left to their own devices, the winged miscreants accrue loose baubles, hoarding them in filthy dens as often as not established in our cupboards, and privies, seemingly possessed of an antiquity. Dealer's discernment each prefers to pilfer the most valuable paraphernalia and potent artifacts, yet they remain pathetically inept in the use of even the simplest Guga. I admit the imp's general incompetence makes them appealing retainers. One of the little cretins may displace a favorite wand or of elemental power, but little peril exists of it activating the instrument and immolating your collected volumes of arcana. The same cannot be said of apprentices. Yet the beasts present a danger to the unwary, for they possess a low cunning, not unlike that of Zarops and Orlins. Orlins? Wait a minute. Without a domineering hand to direct them, imps rapidly regress to their base instincts. As a result of their propensity for pack behavior, even transitory leniency, with a single imp can imperil a wizard's entire collection. Oh my god, I hope you never wrote another book. The Alchemy of Imp Spray. I kept a pair of imps caged for the better part of 3 decades as scripted Volume 5 of my series, Scent Languages of the Perverse. Every day the duo would fill the air with their glands as they communicated across the distance. I grew to understand the alchemy of their spray by standing in its path and allowing the fetid effluvium to wash over me. Such wondrous effluvium, so potent, it hovers over me still. Just as I had written the last page of what was to be my greatest work, the dialect of their spray changed entirely, rendering my findings useless. Oh, but how they laughed at my expense. I know the smell of failure. It is the reek of 30 years' worth of concentrated imp farts sprayed into one's face, and the bitterness of having no academic recognition to show for it. Alright. Now I think we are done here. We came up this way, so let's go down this way. That didn't open, did it? No, okay. Alright. So, both of these go outside, right? Okay. So we're going to take care of everything that's on this side first. So we've got Bounty for the Zarops. We've got Elder Offerings for the Truffle Farms. We got Elia. We got the Philosophers. And we got... I think those are more... That's another grave site. And we're going to go to the party camp. We're going to start there. Also, because we haven't been to party camp in a while. And our buddies want to talk, so might as well talk to them. Alright. First up, let's go ahead and put away all of our unique items that we're not using anymore. There we go. And then we're going to want to break down you. Do I want to break these down? Yeah, we're going to break these down. 2 fine spears, but this one... Okay, we're going to break that one down then. Okay. Unfortunately, our Grimoire Greater Elements isn't going to be upgraded, doesn't look like. And yeah, you guys pointed out that the unique items have the legendary quality that you can get them to as well. So we have to keep that in mind. I think we're gonna be up. We're probably gonna hold on to Vestric's Grimoire for a while. So I think I'm gonna upgrade that. Oh damn. Okay, maybe we can craft more hardwood. Not much. Okay, and we can craft Awaken Dodge right now too, but I don't know if we want to use that right now. Do I want to get my wand up? We're probably going to use this for a while, right? With a plus 40 maximum essence. Might be worth getting this up. Let's do it. Okay, so that takes to Awakened Audra to get that to exceptional quality. I'll hold off on doing that for now. Enchanting, still can only enchant our axe. Right? Yeah. We got our scale there. Alright, Kai.
You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valian republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood.
I'm surprised no one else backed her up.
I wish I could say the same. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth.
I remember that attitude well from my academy days.
You seem to have turned out okay. You and Giada, come to think of it. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Got him.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
I love how they chime in these conversations. Yeah, it feels like we're actually having a conversation around the camp. Sometimes you have to cut ties. A home that compromises you isn't worth returning to.
Can we just talk about something else?
Oh, hit a chord.
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side.
Agreed. Let's get some rest. What's up, Marius?
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her.
You don't seem like one to avoid conflict.
Conflict, no. Consequences for my actions, oh yes. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject?
Okay. Get some rest.
You too.
Alright. Exit here. Oh.
The Audra stirs, a crackle of light in a withered field.
Back for more.
The bars stifle us. We cannot recall when last we spoke. Hollow faces in a line. What has come of this place?
The situation in Fior is dire. Someone needs to help them.
A hand of generosity, or a gauntlet of steel. We feel them. They bend and hone the essence of the earth. They draw from our veins like a well. What are these rituals?
We were talking about a couple episodes ago. I guess it was mentioned a couple episodes ago in the comments that what if the island itself is alive kind of thing. And them talking about how, they draw the essence from their veins and stuff from the land itself. Maybe maybe the island is the god in a sense, or the being. Maybe it's not a god, but I don't know. Finally, A metaphysical topic I can teach about.
Eons have passed. We do not recognize these strange machines. The harvest grows, the dead rise. What do they hope to achieve?
Well, I mean, I think each Animancer has their own sort of ambitions, huh? Animancers as a whole, though, I think learning the secrets of life and death are probably the core of it, right? They can use that to heal the land and influence nature.
Lift the shroud from the wheel. They build walls in their hearts. Why do they not share what they make?
Many people don't trust Animancers.
The hound cannot recognize itself. It growls at its own reflection. Should we fear it too?
No knowledge is good or evil. What matters is how we use it.
A fire that burns the forest feeds the soil with its ash. We have learned much. Dream of soaring wings in your repose.
It's like a good dream. All right. You guys ready? Let's go talk to Elia. Back out we go. Hello, undead. Hope she's not mad about her favorite undead. Hey, girl.
Emerald Stair has seen better days. With any luck, the turning of the seasons will favor us.
Giada wants your opinion on the Dream Scourge.
Giada Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
Banished was the word he used. Probably to make it sound more official.
That's our governor for you. Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
Oh, well, that's done already. If you're talking about the Revenant in your barn, I might have already dealt with him.
You did? That was quick. Poor Silvo. He was a bright young Revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace.
You're going to be alright.
I'll be fine. I've lost so many Revenants over the years, and I'm always such a wreck afterward. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
Some of your colleagues must have arrived at the same conclusion.
It's possible, but we don't share research if we can avoid it. And that's one of the reasons I moved out here. The other reason being my corpses. They don't enjoy living behind walls, if you can call it living. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say.
What if it has something to do with the entity tethered to my soul?
Seems a little far-fetched. Then again, what isn't these days? You're a godlike, so anything is possible. Perhaps your nature will grant you more answers.
Fascinating. I'm sure Giada will be interested to hear this.
Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giata are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
That's not so bad. I mean, I guess I was unsettled the first time I saw them, but get used to them pretty quickly. Alright. Now we go to these two down here. We got a lot of XP for that conversation. Alright. I don't remember talking to these guys before, or even, like, listening to them, but I'm sure I did.
Did you hear that Giata was sent into exile?
Wonder if she needs a new research partner.
Or maybe a test subject?
We could do both. Anything to work with the great Giata Castel.
Oh, you guys are fans, huh?
Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
You found me.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend?
She's got the sudden urge to push them in the water. Blink at them with incomprehension.
Remy, take a note. The endangered godlike's vacant gaze betrays an unquenchable thirst for violence. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
Word travels fast.
Gossip is an important part of scholarly research. It's the only way to stay ahead of the competition.
Giata must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giata needs to finish her research. Deal?
Deal. Let's get this over with.
Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
I wouldn't mind blending into a crowd for a change.
Tired of being remarkable? Interesting.
My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you are touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us?
Yeah, I think for that first question, I think he does like the status that being a godlike gives him. But I think there have been many times where he just wanted to... It's kind of like stories you hear about celebrities, right? Like they can't live normal lives. It's a blessing and a curse, as she just asked us, right? Or she just said. No, I wasn't born to be your savior.
Weren't you?
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that little detail. Godlikes can't reproduce? That explains a few things. There are many ways to leave a legacy, and mine are none of your business. Yeah, he's gonna write a book. Maybe a number of books.
Well, there's no reason to be rude. I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giata wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
I want you to stop practicing Animancy forever. Some good news, please, for the love of the gods.
The Dream Scourge is proof that an unprecedented metaphysical disaster can take place at any time.
Oh, that's a load off my mind. Sure beats not constantly worrying about the future.
How's that good news?
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
Of course. We may be able to learn more about the Dream Scourge through the essence contained in Adra.
Precisely. A godlike and a scholar, too. Incredible.
I am amazing.
Indeed. Just as Adra channels essence, so too may it provide a key to discovering more about the Dream Scourge.
Not that we'd ever be interested in such research, of course. How droll.
One more question. What do I do about the entity tethered to my soul?
An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable Animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right, and with a little fresh sake, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Ah, yes.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell.
Farewell.
Hurry, before they change their minds.
I might have dozed off there for a bit. Were any of those words the ones we needed?
I like it. What, that one didn't give me any XP? Damn it. I thought we'd level up before the end of the episode. No such luck, though. Let's go up here and go to the grave real quick. Is that above or below? It looks like it's below. It's so hard to tell. Guess we'll just walk there. This looks like it's the right way. Huh. How rude. Looks like we can get up here though. Up we go, up we go, up we go. Ah, yes, I remember. Oh, hi. Ow. That was the wrong button. Hey guys, it's a chanter. All right.
Everyone okay?
I'm okay. I am okay. Loot them up. Place food offerings to the dead.
Seems like a waste to me. It means something to them.
Yeah. That's kind of what's important, right? It means something to them. Alright. Let's try and get to the truffle farm before we end the episode. Assuming I don't run into anything on the way. Aha. Thought I could escape me. Thank you, thank you. Binding copper. I don't remember getting that before. Okay. Oh my god, there's so much extra stuff around here. That aren't quest related. I want to see it all. We'll come back. We'll come back. Oh no. Well, we're definitely gonna come back from there anyway. Alright. The godless ruins.
Is anybody there? Who's there? Somebody help.
Huh? Be very quiet. Oh, come on. That damn rock. Ow. Well, it wasn't even a rock. It was a fire spit. Ow. Phew.
Can anyone hear me?
Where are you, buddy? I can hear you, but I can't see you. Ivory spinner and sporling fire pot recipe. Ivory spinner 1, sporling 1. Kraken horn, peeled and cut vertically. Potatoes, about 5 medium size. Hunt's hair, chopped roughly. Water as needed. The cap of the sporling cooked more evenly when diced. Cooks more evenly when diced, but can be braised and enjoyed whole. Don't discard the body. Cut it into thin strips for fungus jerky. Ivory spinner legs are a delicacy when cracked open and drizzled with butter. That's like lobster legs. Or just not lobster legs, but just lobster. Squeeze the venom gland over simmering oil and garlic for an exotic spice that can improve any dish. Creature parts are an acquired taste and may not be welcome in most taverns, so it's best to cook them in private. Don't let that discourage you. For those who can stomach something a little different, even the strangest ingredients can be delicious when cooked in a dungeon with the help of friends. Oh, isn't that sweet? I'll take some. I hear something still. Must be above me. Aha. Alright.
Is anybody there? I'm in trouble.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I guess he's down here.
Who's there? Somebody help.
That didn't work. Do I drop down there? Okay. Oh my god. What have I just fallen into? Oh god, there's so many of them. Burn him up. Good. Good. All right. Well, I was about to end the episode, but now we're in here and still haven't found that dude. I feel like we should find him before we end the episode.
Keep going. I'm down here.
All right, old Philippe. How can you see me? That was pretty good.
Let's see what you got. Nice.
and rot!
Oh my god, splinters!
Let's do this! Make worth and rot!
There we go. That went pretty well. Hey man, you alright?
Oh, finally a rescuer. I was beginning to lose my voice.
I can't believe no one heard you. How'd you get down here? No, you're lucky I found you.
Truly, I can't tell you how boring it is to talk to oneself. Quilici warned Vidaro that the roots would swallow the soil. As usual, nobody listened to him. So, here we are. We've never had plants like these. I'm no botanist, but even I can tell that something's not right.
I'll bet if we search these ruins, we'd find out what's going on.
I'm not going anywhere yet. You, on the other hand, you might be able to help me. My notes are down here somewhere. They contain priceless data on the wildlife around Fjord.
You mean your discoveries might be gone? Well, that changes everything.
They may not be ruined yet, but we'll have to work quickly. As soon as I dug them out, a gang of sporlings ran off with them. I can heave myself topside in time, but I'm in no shape to fight.
I'll find it, but only if you promise to see a healer afterward.
If it makes you feel better, fine. They ran into the ruins. Now hurry. I can't have a sporling eating my life's work. For all I know, they could be halfway to Nakutadek by now.
Nakutadek. Awesome. We leveled up. Level 10. I don't remember when that happened, but we did it. Alright. Let's level up. Alright. Level 10 wizard. So we have access to all these now. Unlocks blood magic. When essence is depleted, you may continue casting by reducing your health by 150% of essence costs. Okay. And harvest essence. The essence fragments dropped by defeated enemies restore 2 times as much essence. Okay. Oh, that is nice. Actually, I think we should get Grimoire Grimoire Snap. That way we can break down those walls. None of these do that, does it? Yeah, I'm gonna get this so we can break down the walls. Without that Grimoire. I think that'll be useful. Oh, I have another point? I got 2 points at this level? Okay, well we want rank 2 with our wands. Definitely. Here we go. And then our character, another point in intelligence. No new points for you guys, huh? Okay. Alright guys, we're gonna end the episode there. In the next episode, we'll help out old Philippe here. And then we'll keep going with our quests here. This is a cool area though. I like this big sinkhole thing. Yep. But until then, hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later.